What's up, you beautiful heavy metal motherfucker? Thrash Potatoes back with another axe and another video. This one's got a cool story, so check it out. What's up, metal brothers and sisters? Thrash Potato back with another video, another axe, another Harley Benton. This one's pretty cool, man. This is part of their progressive series. The way I got this axe has a pretty cool story to it, so I'm gonna go ahead and share that with y'all, dude. Check this out. We'll get into the specs and everything about this axe here in a second. But right now, I'm gonna tell you a quick little story on how I even got this bad boy, dude. Now check this out, dude. You know how everybody gets that itch, dude? I get it quite often. When you got a couple extra bucks in your pocket and you're just trying to grab an axe. I usually don't go straight for like the Guitar Center Squire or like the cheap Ibanez or that type of stuff that you can get. As I've said in a previous video, I'll hunt down on Facebook Marketplace or a pawn shop or hit up the buddies and see if they're selling anything. Now, as I was doing this, I wasn't quite sure if I was ready to buy a new axe or not, but I was scrolling around and there happened to be a YouTuber that I watched and I seen him on Facebook Marketplace and he had this guitar, right? And so I hit him up jokingly and I'm like, what do you want to trade for that thing? And rightfully so, he didn't want to trade nothing. So check this out. I was checking out the axe and it was totally giving me these like Derp Hammett vibes, dude. I was digging the way it was looking. I was already familiar with Harley Benton, dude. So I was like, check this out. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and grab that thing. So I hit him up. I was like, dude, let me get this, dude. And this is how you can tell he's a good dude, right? Check this out. Before he even agreed to sell it to me, he was like, check this out. You better watch my video on this thing, right? Little did he know, I already done seen that video. I knew exactly what was going on. I'm gonna have to revert you to those videos so you can see all the problems that he had. We won't get into it in this one, but let's just say this thing came up to him jacked. But check this out. I'm gonna throw the links up in this video and I'm gonna put them down in the description so you can check those out. Dude, it's a journey that this thing went on. I finally convinced him to sell it to me. I grabbed it. He was trying what he could. I mean, you're talking about strings over saddles. It was just beat up, bad action, sharp frets, all kinds of stuff, right? Dude, he has a video where he spent a little bit of time with this guitar and he forced himself to jam some riffs on it, right? You need to watch that video because personally I don't know how he pulled it off in the state this thing was. Luckily, I got some people that I like to bug a little bit higher up in the guitar business and I asked if they could hook a brother up, you know what I'm saying? So being the cool dudes that they were, yeah, they grabbed it, fixed it in about 10 minutes, something that would have probably took me about 6 months. That's how good these dudes are. Got it back. Turned out once you shaved off the extra frets and you set the action up right, basically fixing all the problems that it had, it's a pretty nice guitar, dude. As a matter of fact, it turned into one of my favorite guitars. Again, don't let that fool you because they're all my favorite, but this thing seriously jams hard, dude. And we're gonna check that out here in a bit. But first, let's roll over and check out these specs, dude. Alright, my metal brothers and sisters, check this out. What we got in our hands today is the Harley Benton HWY-25BKS. And it's part of their progressive series. I mean, I just call it the Pro series because it's just easier. Well, actually, what I call it is Derp Hammett because that's, like I said, it's kind of like the, the redheaded stepchild of Derp Hammett's guitars, you know what I mean? Got a few of those Harley Benton Ys, dude. And so what we're looking at here is a basswood body, which is pretty light, which took me a minute to get used to because most of my guitars are pretty heavy, if you know what I mean. We got a bolt-on maple neck. It's another C-profile neck, which, again, that's exactly what I like to jam, so I'm pretty cool with that, you know what I'm saying? Here we go again with this fretboard being called rose colored bar again, so we're gonna call it treated kind of maple, but don't let the name knock you off. It still feels pretty good. 24 frets, which is pretty cool. I wasn't expecting to reach all the way to the top, you know what I mean? A real bitchin' reverse headstock. I totally dig this headstock. I don't know what type of design it's after. Okay, I do, but still, I really dig it. And the fact that it's reverse just makes it all that much cooler. 648 millimeter length, standard. This one's got a 42 millimeter nut, double action truss rod, which, yeah, this truss rod needed some help. It needed a lot of help, dude. It's got what they call these Predator inlays in there, and that's all you're gonna get for the fretboard. It's got two high input humbuckers, which at first I thought these were active just because of the way they look, but no, they're just passive, but they sound really good if you ask me. Some of the coolest sounding, which you'll hear here in a minute, man. All black hardware, as you could see, because it would just look silly if they threw chrome in this thing. Die-cast machine heads, which are pretty good, because you know me with these bear paws, I'll bend the crap out of these strings. Like, tuning keys really start sweating as soon as I pick my guitars up, dude. You're gonna get 9 through 42s if you buy this thing off the line, but I broke them strings off a long time ago. And everything is completely matte black, which makes it look really cool. The color's what really caught my eye, and it looks really cool in person. I mean, so all in all, as you can see with these specs, it's just a basic guitar. I mean, you're looking at $109 plus shipping, so you're gonna get the basics, but once it's set up right, you get a lot of bang for your buck, you know what I'm saying? Alright, let's go ahead and check this thing out in person. Now, as you can see, it's got the reverse headstock. I guess you could say it's like a dinky body kinda, I guess. I don't know, I wouldn't call it just a Strat style body. Pretty sleek, pretty cool, I like it, and again, it's really light. This fretboard, being some wacky name and all, still achieves what it needs to achieve. The fretboard actually feels really good. I never have a problem sliding up and down the thing, funky name and all. I really like the way of this reverse headstock, man. I think it looks totally killer. Tuning keys on the bottom, it just screamed like Kirk Hammett to me. I had to have it after I seen it. I really dig this matte black. Now, if you know me, I'm not really a Strat style type of guitar person. My guitars, they have a bunch of points, as many as it can. The more points, the better, you know what I'm saying? But I do really dig that classic kind of Strat style, and I really like to get into them. But it's gotta be a really kind of cool one. I don't care, it ain't gotta be an expensive one, but if it looks cool, I want to grab that bad boy. And that's exactly what happened with this thing, man. So the finish on it just screams freaking killer to me, you know? Alright, well, I think we've been babbling on long enough. Let's hear what it sounds like. Alright, now keep in mind, once again, this ain't no professional concert, so we're still rocking the cheesy noodles, you know what I'm saying? And we're not just gonna have like a straight amp through guitar, kind of like clean this and that here and there. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. I mean, because come on, if you bought this thing, were you really just gonna plug it in and just run your chords up and down? No, you're gonna try to sound as cool as you can. Especially if you're grabbing this one, you're probably close to a beginner, or you just like to do projects or whatever, because this thing would make a great project guitar. And that's what you're trying to do anyways, freaking sound cool playing Smoke on the Water or whatever it is, right? Alright, that's what I'm saying, dude. So alright, let's get into a couple of samples here, dude. Now hopefully if I'm doing my job right, you can kind of hear how that tone really kind of cuts through. It's really dicey, I really like it. Now if I saw this thing and I thought of Kirk Hammett, I had to at least attempt to try to play some Kirk Hammett-y stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I went ahead and threw on some James and Kirk style distortion. Might not be the greatest, but you might get the idea, check it out. Tell me what y'all think in the comments if it comes close. If you ask me, I think it kind of achieves that sound a little bit. Alright, now let's try to switch it up just a little bit. Instead of just playing some plain boring clean, I'm gonna play some bluesy type stuff and see if this guitar just can't achieve a different sound. Kinda cool, kinda bluesy, right? I really dug the sound that came off of that. Let me know what you guys think how it sounded, dude. Alright, let's try to change up the sound a little bit and do a little bit more riffage and see what we got. Let's roll. Sounded pretty killer if you ask me. Let me know what you think it sounded like down there below. Now, I want to say again, and if I haven't done it enough already, I want to say thank you to the Bald Shredder, because this guitar symbolizes something a little bit more than just buying an axe from somebody off of somewhere in the world. This thing right here started something that happened and is still happening right now. That's a great friendship with the Bald Shredder. Dude is an amazing guitar player, so if you ain't checked that dude riffing it up, dude, you're missing out. He's got an album or so out there too, but he's got a really great channel. Man, he blows the doors off these guitars all day, dude. So as far as like the negatives go, there's so many negatives. When I got it wasn't even funny, man. When I got it, action was horrible. I mean, strings over the saddle, horrible. It was ridiculous, man. Truss rod was way out of place. Sharp frets, but man, this thing had to go through some surgery. I mean, the only thing I can think of is putting the locking tuners on, which is completely ridiculous that I have them already. I just ain't throwing the motherfuckers on there yet. That's the only other thing I can think of. I mean, I can go on for probably about an hour what was wrong with it, but now I'm gonna kind of look at it as after it's been all done and fixed up. And I don't know if that was a freak accident, because I hear a lot of positive about Harley Benton. I dig every axe I've gotten from him, even ones that came to me in a little bit of a funky state, you know. But I totally understand if you order a guitar and you're thinking it's one thing and it comes completely different. You're trying your best just to get it where you want it and how you play. Some experiences aren't as great as others. I understand that. All in all, man, I mean, on the shred-o-tator meter, I'd probably give this guitar an 8 personally. After the fix-up, I'll give it a 9 once I put the locking tuners on it. But again, it had to go through a bit of surgery before I could say that. If you're thinking you want to get a cheap guitar though, and you just want to throw something down that looks cool and sounds cool, for $100, that's not a bad deal. Alright guys, let me know what you think about this axe down in the comments below. Again, thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching these vids. Your favorite dirtbag really appreciates that, man. man. So make sure, if you ain't doing nothing, go ahead and like and subscribe, or at least throw a comment in here and say how corny you thought the thing was if you wasn't really digging it. You guys are always the greatest. Stay metal. Hopefully I'll see you on the next video, and keep on rocking, rockers. Late.